So nice to be back here. It's funny, this was my next slide. There we go. I want to show this one first. So this is the last comic convention Courtney and my wife and I were at was in Australia in March 2020 when everything was imploding. And I was hanging out with my friend Freddie Williams. We worked on the Turtles Batman series with James Tinian. And on the other side is James Samavera, who did the Turtles Animated Adventures of James is an amazing thing. So this is the last convention we did. Until now. Now we're here with you guys here in San Diego in our hometown, our home turf. So that's how you get a kick out of seeing that. And that's what I want to show for fun was one of the things we did for the Australian convention was, because we all worked on Turtles and we all worked on Batman Turtles, is we each contributed. Freddie laid out this wonderful design, so we each laid out, we laid it out so that we each could do our own version of the Turtles in it. And so we have this print's available. You know, I'm not doing a sales pitch, right? Sorry. But it's fun. This print's never been sold here in the States. We've got a few at the table if you want to come by and check it out. But this is super fun, and those guys. I always love showing this because this goes back, it's only, what, 37 years?
37 years.
That's crazy. But 37 years ago, this all started, and Peter, Laird, and myself had this crazy idea, and we didn't think it would sell copy one, and look what you guys did. Look what you guys started.
I am proud to take that responsibility.
I wouldn't be here without the greatest fans in the world, so thanks for your years of support. I really, really appreciate it, and it's been such a blessing. And I love showing this one because when we're getting ready to do the 30th anniversary of the Turtles, a friend of mine had always said, I love that iconic first Turtle cover, but I always wondered what happened 10 seconds later. Can you guys hear me okay? I tend to do this. And so I did this. Peter and I hadn't done a cover together probably 20 years, and so I penciled this up, and Peter inked it. So 30 years after we did that first cover, we did it. Before I go further, I always have to acknowledge the biggest influence to both myself and Peter, and actually Peter and I bonded over this guy, Jack Kirby. He's the one that really solidified what I want to do for the rest of my life, much to my parents' chagrin. They thought they were going to have one of those kids that never moved out of the basement. Because I said, I want to be just like Jack Kirby when I grow up. I want to write, draw, tell my own stories, and do that. And they were mortified. And so Peter and I were lucky enough to meet him right there at San Diego Comic Con. Because that was, I think the first year Peter and I came was 1985, and they were expecting between 7,000 and 8,000 attendees that year. But we came for many years and got to meet Jack, got to meet Kirby, and what an incredible guy. This was a real treat. Actually, Freddie and I did this for Jack. What would have been Jack's 100th birthday? They did this thing called the Commandy Challenge, where they had different art teams. One art team would start a story and leave it on the cliffhanger, and the next issue would be picked up by another artist, and it would continue for 12 issues. And Freddie and I got to do issue 9 with a writer named Tom King. And we had a I want to take you back to the beginning just for a minute, because we were just actually, this is the house, 28 Union Street, Dover, New Hampshire, and that back 2 windows in the room was our studio. It was actually called Mirage Studios because it was a Mirage, it was our living room. And the house has since been leveled, it's just a vacant lot. Peter and I did a documentary there called Turtle Power, from the vacant lot a few years ago. But the town of Dover, New Hampshire reached out to us recently. They're going to put a manhole cover in front of this house that's got the turtles on it.
Oh, wow.
That was the coolest thing ever. So when they get around to doing that, it's going to be, we're going to go up and do that. I love showing this because back in the days, this was a recliner or an easy chair that Peter and I found that was sitting outside of the road. Outside, with one of those signs that says free on it. So that was the chair that I used to use as a lap board, and that's where I drew this. So this is the original sketch. I was just annoying Pete one night, and I said, I thought to myself, if Bruce Lee was an animal, what would be the stupidest animal? That was a martial artist moving turtle, so I did this sketch, and Peter did this one, changed a few things, and we were just laughing our butts off. We thought it was the craziest thing ever. And so I said, well, if one, why not four? And so I penciled the sketch with 4 turtles, each with different weapons, and I put this logo that said Ninja Turtles on it. And then when Pete did the inking in it, he had a Teenage Mutant for the title. And we literally looked at it and said, this is the dumbest thing we've ever seen. We love it. But we have to come up with a story that tells how these characters got to be the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And that started in early '84, and the first issue came out in May of '84, May 5th.
Thanks for coming here for Comic-Con. I was wondering, do you have a favorite Turtles project out of all the projects?
Favorite turtle project?
Yeah.
Oh man, it's hard to pick one because it's like picking a favorite turtle. When I look over the history of the turtles, things that stand out, or some of my favorite moments would be, besides the original series that Peter and I did, I'd say the first turtle movie was by far one of my favorite turtle projects to be involved with, and did one of the best representations of all things turtles. From there, I jumped to, I love what Peter did with the 2000 series, Parts Kids series. I loved, Kevin Monroe did the 2007 animated movie, which I thought was wonderful. The Nickelodeon series that started in 2012 was, I think, just spectacular. I really enjoyed that. They did a wonderful job. Ciro Neely and guys, Brandon, guys up there did such a wonderful job on that. But yeah, right now it's like, Last Ronin for me is sort of the, and the evolution of all those things. Last Ronin is the biggest and most momentous thing in my turtle history, my turtle career. So right now it's Last Ronin. So if I survive it, hopefully it'll come out as good as I hope it will. Because the ending's pretty intense. Thank you. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Yeah, hi Kevin, mine's quick. Who would make a better voice for Michelangelo, Justin Roiland or Seth Rogen?
Greg Scythe. No, it's funny, if you haven't watched the Nickelodeon series, Greg Scythe does the voice of Michelangelo.
Oh, yeah.
And we've had the good fortune to not only meet him, but to be friends with him. But the first time I met him, he doesn't have to do any acting to be Michelangelo. He is literally Michelangelo.
Yeah, he's such a chill guy.
He's so funny. We adore him. Yeah, no, it's like Seth Rogen would be interesting as Raphael. Anyway, but I love Justin Roiland too. But yeah, so I can't, at this point I can't get Greg Sykes out of my head for any other voice.
Yeah, so he is okay, that's good.
Thank you.
Thank you.